And then there we go. It's it's 2025. We're still discussing the horror movies of 2024. This is the 31 Days of Dread extended. This extends to our annual podcast event where the entire month of October we do one horror movie a day. That's what we do here. This is a little bit of an intro. Now, originally, this episode that's coming up, I recorded it without an intro just because I wanted to get to the point. To the point of you have to watch this movie. You have to watch Nosferatu 2024. It should be nominated for Best Picture. This movie got robbed at the Academy Awards, but it deserves all of your attention. There's not one missing frame in this movie. Every frame is important, and it deserves your time. So, AKAPADers, for the 31 Days of Dread 2024 in 2025, the 2024 Nosferatu. Let's go. It's October, and it's time for the 31 Days of Dread. This is where you get one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. That's how much we love horror. That's how much we love Halloween on the Film Buff Podcast. And here's the crazy thing. This is the longest running horror event in all of podcasting. So get ready. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to scare our socks off. And yes, we're going to be grabbing some candy. Maybe some cereal. Let's go. We have a Academy Award level movie here on every single scale that a movie can be measured on. Award season, I guess we're rounding the corner at the end. The Academy Awards are sometime soon. Nominations already in the bag. But here we go. This is the Film Buff Podcast. This is my podcast. This is my voice. This is my feed, my channel. This is a chunk of my life. Nosferatu 2024, written and directed by Robert Eggers. We like his movies. We like all his movies on this show, outside of Lighthouse, which I really just thought was not watchable and very too pretentious. The Northman, masterpiece. The Witch, masterpiece. Nosferatu, masterpiece. We're not doing any intros or anything because we have to. I gotta bring this film to a different light. This movie has an ending. The ending and the sacrifice at the end, it sticks to your ribs. My AKAPADers. The atmosphere. Who's our cinematographer? Who is our guy? Jarin Blaschke. I mean, how do we not get multiple nominations for this guy? This film cost $50 million, box office $180. It looks more expensive than what it is. This is our second movie in somewhat of a recent run where we have Nicholas Hoult, who is becoming the actor. We loved him in Juror Number 2. We even got Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe now is he's a collaborator. He works with Robert Eggers. They do good work. I believe this is their third movie together. But Willem Dafoe's involvement in this movie is a larger note that we'll get to. How did I watch this? What happened? It's available right now on Peacock. You get the extended version of this movie, which I would suspect I even researched it. I don't care. The extended cut, I doubt it's any less effective than the other cut of the movie. But I'm sure this one has a little bit more violence, a little bit more boobies. This film is Dracula. This is the original Nosferatu, 1922, the silent movie, roughly is a ripoff of Dracula because they couldn't get the rights, they couldn't get permission, so they ripped off Dracula. The story, even how it's depicted in this movie, is just like this is Dracula. the similarities of the two is maddening. But that doesn't take away from what we're doing with this movie. This is a movie of dark possession, and it is done so well. It's hard to classify it with other films. This is almost erotic horror at the same time. Then it's just psychological horror or just horror. Heck, it's German horror. This film is firing on all cylinders. I love the look of this movie. The voice. I don't even know who plays Nosferatu in this movie. Oh, potentially is it Bill Skarsgård? It is. His voice, Bill Skarsgård voice in this movie is legendary. It's one of the best on screen projections I've ever seen. Now I don't know what they're doing in post, but it is there. The plot is we can say this is a remake of Dracula, or yet another version of Dracula, with a, I don't know, maybe more of a suitable ending, more of an impactful ending than what we got with Bram Stoker's Dracula. I believe that was the template for this, where someone says, "Look, I can take away the epic tones of Bram Stoker's Dracula. So no armies, no wars, no cursing God, no bleeding crucifix, no no impalements." There's a Hollywood aspect to Bram Stoker's Dracula. And if someone just said, "Look, let me boil this down. Let's do this in a couple streets. Let's do this in Germany. Let's do it during the winter. We'll do it with limited sets, somewhat of a limited production." And I want to do the possession. I want to explain what this creature of darkness and why he pursues females. Like, what's the big deal? Why? And that's the aspect that emerges from this. That is this very weird slant that this is erotic horror. This is one of the best erotic horror movies, period. As a filmography, I mean, I get it. I am on the outskirts of not liking Lighthouse, but this is one hell of a filmography already. You really want to say Eggers here is, he's retelling a lot of tales, a lot of lore. He's telling us about Dracula and vampires. He's telling us about witches and the devil. I'm not sure what he was telling us with the Lighthouse. And then we have Norse mythology. We have Odin, baby. We have Loki, baby, with the Northmen. He's telling us the stories we were already familiar with. And he's just telling us in a way that is conversational, highly interesting, very cinematic. And it's just there. Now, the plot of this movie, it's not crazy. We have a guy, he's like a accountant, he's a bookkeeper. His firm has a really good client. They send a newbie guy to the creepy old house to secure the deal so they can get their ducats. And this guy gets compromised. He himself gets possessed while he's there, while his lady is pursued by this monster of darkness. It is Dracula. It doesn't matter. This movie deserves, I mean, I don't even know, like, did it get, the film earned nominations for Best Cinematography. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling. What a joke. I mean, even Nicholas Hoult deserves attention for this. Lily Rose Depp deserves attention for this. And Aaron Taylor Johnson's in. So sorry, I was not familiar with this movie at all, other than it was available on Peacock, and I know people were talking about it. This is one of the films of the year. Now, it is a part of the 31 Days of Dread extended, so maybe I will record a little bit of a new intro, and I feel like we have to use the right, we have to use the proper thumbnail. If it's it's already, I'm gonna have to dig that up. That is filed away and transferred to the cloud folder. All right, AKAPADers. This is a great movie. This is available. AKAPADers, thank you for joining me for another episode of the 31 Days of Dread. We have been dedicated to horror for a long time on this feed, on this podcast. If you guys want to know more about everything we do here, go to AKAPAD.com. From there, you can navigate to the 31 Days of Dread. We have a dedicated landing page that goes through all the years of the 31 Days of Dread, and we also have a directory that jumps you to any movie that we've done. So you can just look up the movie by name, you can go to the directory, it's all alphabetical, and you can just explore. And that's the intent, and that's why we're so into the 31 Days of Dread, because no one's done this. No one has put this much time, this much thought and effort into American horror and international horror, and we love it. Horror is the future of American cinema. Horror right now is holding up American cinema, and I'm so thankful for it. So I'm hoping that you can extend yourself, explore, and continue the conversation. AKAPAD.com. Thanks, guys.